So after reading Bungie's new weekly update, I find out to see that even they are aware of the new hand cannon, sidearm meta. The Trespasser and the Woodworm, or the Wormwood, I just always freaking backwards that name, but the Wormwood and the Trespasser are the most ridiculous sidearms in the entire game. They're the most perfect sidearms, are the best. If you know how to use sidearms, those are the best ones to get, because those things pack a punch. Anyways, so going back to Bungie's weekly update, I was gonna make a video complaining about sidearm and how it's the new meta, but it seems that Bungie already understands what they've done and they created a monster. So after reading it, I was just like, wow, I'm just gonna scrap my old commentary and just kind of post this one over it. So what they're gonna be doing to sidearms is they're gonna be like kind of nerfing the way ammo works for it. They're still going to be making it to where you still spawn with special ammo, which I'm totally against entirely. You should like not be able to spawn with any type of sidearm ammo, just blatantly over the fact that it's just insane how many times I fought people using a Scott rifle at mid to long range and they were still able to keep up or even beat me in gun battles using sidearms. But nonetheless, they're going to be making it to where sidearms spawn with less ammo and you won't be able to stack up or store up as much ammo as you would, or like take it out completely. So when you spawn in, you'll have like a small reserve and it won't be stacked up from the previous reserve or whatever if you didn't use it. So you're still going to have to go to the special ammo crate and keep a continuous stack, like continuously go there, which is good. I think that's a step in the right direction. But if you ask me, in my total honest opinion, I don't think you should be able to spawn in with special ammo, to be honest, with any type of special weapon, because it kind of defeats the purpose of not being able to spawn in with special as a fusion rifle or as a sniper or shotgun. Like, why just have it to sidearms? I think that sidearms being the new meta is kind of like different for me. Imagine this, for 2 years straight you're just so used to snipers and shotguns and fusion rifles into the mix that you never touch sidearms ever, and then suddenly just walking into Destiny and people are using sidearms to body you midway across the map. I think it's just such an aggressive change, and I still haven't made up my mind whether it's a good or bad one. Obviously it's a lot better than the shotgun meta, 110%. The shotgun meta was so cancerous, it was like a kill myself moment. People who weren't even good were still able to do exceptionally well if you just had the best shotgun roll and you were just able to aim and shoot. I mean, yeah, to an extent, if you were good, like really good, and you understood Destiny's mechanics to the like highest peakest ability, yeah, you would be able to kind of like out shotgun people. But for the most part, there would be times where you'd get finessed all the way, fam. This new update making a change to the sidearm meta a little bit, I don't think it's gonna do too much. I mean, yeah, it's gonna like change a little bit. Let's just say that 80% of all Crucible games have people using sidearms most of the time. It's probably gonna go down to like 60%, which is like a 20% difference, but it's not too big of a difference to actually really change the meta. It's still gonna be the meta when that happens, because for the simple fact that you're still gonna be able to spawn in with sidearm special secondary. We're gonna see. I don't know when this update is supposed to take place. I know it's probably not this week, so when it does drop, I'll be giving my 2 cents on that. But for right now, this new meta is pretty cancerous. I mean, it's not totally cancerous, but this is what the meta is now for Destiny. There's like, for the past 2 years, there's been things that just ruled the Crucible. Last year was shotguns, this year was it's gonna be freaking sidearms from the looks of it. You know, there was a time in Destiny when everything was chill. You know, people were still experimenting on what works and what doesn't, and that was the beauty of Destiny Year 1. And yeah, I know that comes with anything multiplayer, that the first year people are still trying to get around the learning curve. The good people are it's not until the game loses its like, not core audience, but the casuals, right? They've moved on to other games. They moved on to games that they can actually do well in. And then the second year the game's out, especially on a game focused on just multiplayer, or that has multiplayer aspects in it, the people who try just a little bit harder stay. And the third year, it's people who are just absolutely trying their best, because this is their life. This is the game that they play all the time. They don't play any other multiplayer games, and if they do, it's not as much in terms of the level that you get to a certain point where you're facing off people who just play this game all the time. So you get to that point and people know exactly what type of the mechanics work, and what works in the meta and what doesn't, and they're just able to adapt to a situation because they just play this game all the time. And it's not like to make fun of them or anything like that, or it's not to throw shade at anybody, but it just comes to a point in a game's lifespan where the people you're still playing with in a game that's been out for 3 years or almost 3 years, is that they're going to be really good at the game, and they're going to be able to really know the ins and outs of it. Especially most of these people, I bet you, they're constantly looking up what's the best weapon to use, what's the best tactics to use. These are people that have like a huge passion for the game, and so that's why I think that the sidearm meta became such a thing, because people who still play this game and they take it so competitively and so seriously that they've understood that the meta is now sidearms, and they have to get really good at that in order to continue to enjoy it. And to each his own, but for someone like me that doesn't want to try their best all the time, and they just want to have like a sit back and relax and just kind of enjoy, to get bodied by a sidearm at mid-range using like an auto rifle or scout rifle, it's kind of annoying. Especially the fact that you don't even have the sidearms that they do, and you can get the Wormwood through Future War Cult, and the Trespasser was pretty easy for me to get as well. But I'm just not very good at those sidearms. Some of these people, for some reason or another, they're able to pick up a sidearm and just be so good at it. Or someone like me, I just came in from another game. I just saw that, I heard that the PvP got a little better, so I decided to try it out. Since shotguns are not the main thing anymore, but you still find it that like sidearms are now like the big thing, and it's just like, I'm not good at sidearms. I can't outbeat every single person in like a sidearm match. And yeah, it takes more skill, sure, than shotguns, but I still think it's a little unfair for it as a sidearm being able to spawn in with special ammo. And I'm like, what if I don't want to use a sidearm? I'm not gonna like go and try to always get special. The game, when you're in the middle of a game, you're not always trying to think about special. And not to mention, when you die, you don't even get that. You don't even get to keep that. So like, what's the point of using anything else but a sidearm? It doesn't make any sense. The meta now is designed for you it's forcing you to use sidearms. Believe it or not, you don't want to use anything else because you're going to be at a disadvantage. Using something else, you directly handicap yourself. And that's why I think that this new meta is like, I don't know exactly how to feel about it. On one side, I'm glad that it's no longer shotguns. That's a great thing. Because shotguns, it didn't really take any skill. All you had to do was just aim and shoot. Slide, aim and shoot. Maybe blink, aim and shoot. Whatever your tactic was. That was like, it was still really easy to get kills in Destiny. But now, they kind of just ruled any type of special obsolete. I mean, I still see shotguns from time to time, and that's kind of commendable. And I saw a fusion rifle the other day, but that's not too often. I'm seeing a lot more sidearms. Like it's growing. Like I would say 80% of the games I'm in, like 80% of the people are using sidearms. It's quite ridiculous. I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. My solution to it would be spawning in with no sidearm ammo. Like, that's the best thing to do, in my opinion, because now it puts everyone at an even playing field no matter what special you're using. Because think of it like this. You might not like to use hand cannons because you feel that the recoil is too much for you, or the rate of fire is not fast enough for you. That's why there's weapons like pulse rifles, scout rifles, auto rifles, just so you don't have to use hand cannons. Now that's just an example. But let's just use that. Now the game is forcing people to use sidearms. Essentially, it's not like directly forcing you, but you're going to be at a disadvantage if you're not using a sidearm, because you're not spawning in with special ammo. And sidearms are so dang powerful that you don't want to be at such a huge disadvantage when someone can body you with the Trespasser or the Wormwood. So you want to use that, so you can have a fighting chance against other people using that. You understand? Like, this is it's basically shotgun meta, but with sidearms. The only thing is, now sidearms take a little bit more skill to use. There's a bigger learning curve, and now it can actually compete with other weapons other than its class. Like, it can compete with other weapons, guys. Shotguns can compete with shotguns itself, and sometimes fusion rifles. You know, that's about it in terms of its range. From a long range, or from a mid range, I'm still gonna beat you. I'm gonna body you with my freaking scout rifle or my auto rifle, my pulse rifle. You're not gonna like rush me. I'm not gonna let you rush me with a shotgun like that. But now with sidearms, you can win most gunfights, especially Destiny's maps. They're so confined. You know, most of their maps are so confined. You can win most gunfights with them. Anyways, that's just some food for thought for you guys. Kind of ponder over it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, do you like the new meta? Do you think that it's too much? You think it's perfect? I want to know what you guys think about it. I provided my complaints, and I've given a solution. So if you agree or disagree, that's up to you guys. Like or dislike the video. But I think that there seriously needs to be some type of change to this new meta.